Hey guys, welcome to my website. My name is Mike Raccanello. I am the lead coach for Bolt Agent Accelerator. I am a national recognized Diamond Club producing life insurance agent. And this website I created to give you guys as much free education as you need so you can make sure that you're selecting the right IUL and the right IUL strategy for you and your family. So what I want to do is quickly go over why you're here, which is our exclusive IUL product that in our opinion is the absolute best for the reasons I'm going to share with you right now. And when you're done going through that, if you look right below this video, there's a bunch of other videos that you can watch about the different strategies that we can help implement in your life if you're a good fit for it and if you're interested in it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause right now and share my screen and let's go over this exclusive IUL product. All right, guys, so if you look at the screen here, when it comes to picking an IUL, it's not so simple. There's a lot of different products available on the market. There's a lot of different insurance companies, and it's really hard to determine what agent knows what they're doing. Are they thinking about you or are they thinking about themselves? And at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you and your family. So my goal right now is to give you the basic education so that you know what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and what you should look for. And at the end of the day, hopefully you can understand that the product that we're talking about and showcasing is probably going to be your best options for the reason we're going to discuss. So picking the right product is going to be absolutely essential for your future. And what I want to do is go over the different options. So when it comes to getting an IUL, there's a couple of things that you want to make sure you're not doing or you're not getting versus what you want to make sure that you are getting. So, what not to get? You want to make sure when you look into a policy and you look at the surrender charges that they're not absurd because you want to make sure at the end of the 12-month period that you actually have cash value that you can borrow from. A lot of the times what happens is the agents design these policies utilizing publicly traded insurance carriers that have high cost fees and high premiums. And what's happening is they're getting paid big commissions and you're not getting what you want. So if you're getting an IUL and the person says you're going to get approved right away, that is a red flag that that is not going to be a great product and you should not do that. Anything that's approved right away, which is called simplified issue, means that they are more like straight up life insurance products that have an index option rather than having the flexibility to be used like the financial tool that you really want it to do. So make sure you pay attention to that. And if that gets brought up, it's a red flag and you should walk away. Um, the other thing is make sure that you ask the agent to review the cost and expenses of the policy. The relationship between you and your agent is not just right now and then it's over like you buy a car. This is a lifelong relationship, and you're going to go to that agent over many, many years to help you, your family, and your friends. So you need to be able to trust that person. And part of building that trust is making sure that that agent is going over the costs and fees so they're not hiding anything from you. And that way, when you do decide to apply for it and you do execute that contract, you are comfortable and you know it was the right thing to do and you never have a doubt. So if they're not offering to show you the cost of the policy, that's also a red flag. The next thing is you want to make sure that you're only working with companies that have A plus ratings. And you want to make sure that you're working with well-known companies that have been in business for long times. So for example, the company we use has been in business since 1848. They've been in business for over 175 years. That's what you're looking for because you're putting your money here and you want to make sure the company's going to be in business and they're going to have strength and stability and they haven't been bought and sold 100 times. So that's also really, really important. The other thing is you want to look at the participation rate and the cap rates. So the participation rate, a lot of times when I speak with clients, they have no idea what it means. They've already met with agents and agents don't know what it means. And it's the most important part of the policy because it determines what percent of that index return are you actually going to get. So for example, if your participation rate's 100% and your index crediting rate that year was 10, 100% of 10 is 10. If your par rate was 245% and you had a 10% return, you would get to 24.5% that year. Obviously, that's advantageous, right? So you want to make sure that your participation rates are over 100. And you want to make sure that if you have a high par rate, there's no cap. Okay. Speaking of indexes, a lot of agents like to lead in with VCs, which are called volatility controlled indexes. The reality is, if you think that you're going to get rich from an IUL, you should probably hop off this website and go buy a meme coin and some crypto, because that's not what IULs are for. IULs are for people that understand that life insurance and living benefits is important. They understand the power of uninterrupted compounding interest. And they understand basically that slow and steady and an average of 7, 8, 9% consistently without losing money due to market risk. That's what IULs are for. So when you talk to the agent, if the agent is recommending some of these VCs and they're really selling hard on them, that means they don't really know the industry and they're not doing the right thing. Because the right thing to do is put the majority of the money in an S&P index, which is probably going to be capped around 9 to 12%, which is fine because it's going to be more consistent. And then you also maybe you want to put maybe 25% into a VC option. So it matters. Make sure you bring that up and ask the agent about it. The other thing is you don't want a level death benefit. It's very rare that a level death benefit makes sense. So the only reason that an agent would take a normal, younger, healthy person and give them a level death benefit is out of pure greed. Because the way that we get paid is we get paid based on the cost of insurance. So the higher the insurance, the higher the insurance is early on in the policy, the more commission the agent is going to make. So that is an absolute red flag if somebody is quoting you based on a level death benefit, otherwise known as option A. And the other thing is on you. So funding. If your age is 35, your minimum should be 350. If your age is 50, your minimum should be 500. Whatever your age is, at a zero. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be doing this. Because if you don't fund an IUL the right way, you're just creating yourself another bill. And if your interest is only life insurance, go get a term policy. But if you're looking to utilize this as a tool and execute some of the strategies that I talk about below in these videos, you're going to need to fund it properly. And at a very bare minimum, you're going to need to fund it with your age plus zero. Ideally, 500 plus is the sweet spot. So that's something that you should know. And a lot of agents don't tell you that because at the end of the day, they just want to sell a policy, earn a commission. They don't care if you're successful or not. We don't do that. We get tons of people that come to us on a daily basis and book appointments. We don't have to do that. So we like to work with people where we know we're actually going to be able to help them. So if you meet that demographic, then yes, we can help you. If not, you should probably not do this. Now, here's what you do want. So you want to make sure that your illustration is designed with an increasing death benefit that levels out at retirement. So that's going to be called an option B to option A. So for example, you're going to want option B until you're done funding the policy. And when you're done funding it, you're going to want to level it out with option A. The increasing death benefit is going to start off at a lower amount, give you better cash accumulation and access to more cash up front and lower fees. And then option A, when you go to retire, gives you that level death benefit and it makes it perform a lot better and makes it easier for you to manage. The other thing is low surrender fees. So surrender fees basically are charges that happen within the first 10 to 15 years of the policy. And it's not necessarily a charge. It's only a charge if you terminate the policy early. But what it does affect is they withhold money from you so that you can't borrow all of your money that's in the account. Now, if you're looking at this as long term and only looking at it as a retirement tool, then that's fine, right? Because you're not concerned about that. But if you're looking to execute one of the strategies we're talking about below, like infinite banking, mortgage flow hacking, debt-free life, things like that, then you're going to need access to your money really early. And that's going to be something that could hurt you or make you win. So be conscious of that and make sure you ask the agent about the surrender fees. Like I mentioned, you want to make sure at the end of year one, you're seeing positive money there, not in accumulated value, but in surrender value. Because surrender value is actually what you could borrow from. Accumulated value is where you're earning interest. So make sure at the end of 12 months, you have positive surrender value you can borrow. Make sure you choose a company that is A plus or better ratings. Make sure you check their strength and stability ratings. Ideally, what you want to do is work with a mutual company. So insurance company could either be stock company or mutual. Stock companies make profit, so they probably care more about their investors. Mutual companies, their policyholders actually are the investors. They own a piece of the company. So mutual companies tend to be in business a lot longer, have better strength and stability, and overall are just better companies. That's really who you want to be with. So if you can find a good IUL with a mutual insurance carrier, take that route rather than a publicly traded company. Make sure that there's higher participation rates, which we discussed already. Make sure the caps are high, meaning 9% or more. You don't want to get capped at 5 or 6%. Living benefits is one of the biggest benefits of having a IUL. This is life insurance that covers you for when you're alive. So if you get terminally sick, injured, chronically ill, whatever it is, you can access a large portion of your death benefit while you're alive. That's really, really important. Make sure that you're finding one that has that. And like I said, make sure you're funding the policy with enough cash. Otherwise, don't do it because you don't want to become a bill. So this is where we come in and why you're here. So we are brokers at the end of the day, and we have all the same products as everybody else, and we could sell all the products as everybody else. Not everybody else can sell the products that we're talking about today. You have to be hand selected and go through vigorous training and hours of training to get access to the product that we have. Less than a few thousand agents nationwide could offer this to you. That's how powerful it is. Now, what makes it powerful? Well, it's with a premium mutual insurance carrier that's over 175 years old. They've been in business since the 1800s, and they have A+ ratings for strength and stability. That's exactly what you want. The other thing is we have top VC and S&P index options. So we don't want to sell with the VCs and we don't want to be dependent on them. But if you are going to put your money in them, you want big ones. So ours is a participation rate of 245% with no cap. So in the event you earn 10%, it has 245 par. You'd have earned 24.5% that year. And because there's no cap, you'd have got all the money. That's what you want to see. Our S&P caps are over 9%, exactly what you want. More important, we talked about why cost of the policy and surrender charges are so important, right? So we have exclusive cost efficiency riders that allow us to kind of manipulate the policy for our clients and lower the cost between 40 and 50% when compared to standard designs and standard policies. On top of that, we're actually able to insure more people on the policy, which we'll get to in a minute. But when we do this manipulation of the policy, by saving you costs and fees, we're actually lowering the surrender charge too. So you'll have access to more money earlier on in the policy. That is what you want to see happen. Bonuses. Every IUL will have bonuses. Usually they're pretty small, 0.25%, maybe 1%. On this exclusive product, it's up to 7% on top of the index earnings. So even with an S&P that's capped at 9.25, we can usually average somewhere around 14 to 15% due to the bonuses and the S&P option. So if you can average 14 to 15% with S&P, your policy is going to perform amazingly. The other thing that we have is a family pooling option. It's not only for family, but we can insure up to 5 people on the same policy. So if you're a business owner and you want to insure a bunch of people in your business or key employees, this is perfect for you. If you have a big family or you have business partners and you want to insure multiple people, this is perfect for you. This family pool rider is what allows us to use this cost efficiency because we're utilizing the required amount of insurance primarily with level term, and then we're utilizing the renewable term as a regular IUL. And that's what's helping us lower the cost and lower the surrender fees. And then, in our opinion, after everything we've done and all the research we've done, this company offers the best living benefits package you can get. Most of them cover about $1 million. This goes up to 1.5 million. It covers critical, chronic, terminal, and even Alzheimer's. And it's the only policy that covers Alzheimer's, and that's, it's important. So the reason that I'm talking so much about living benefits is because statistically 70% of Americans at some point in their life are going to develop some sort of chronic, critical, or terminal illness, even Alzheimer's. So if you know the risk is that high, you should probably be covered. And having that living benefits is going to give you access to tax-free lump sums of money or monthly income when you need it most. So thank you so much for giving me 15 minutes of your time to go over the stuff. I hope you got a lot of value out of that. And if you go down below here, you're going to see a bunch of other videos that go really in depth of all the different types of strategies that our agents can do. So again, my name is Mike Racanello. I am the lead coach at Bolt Agent Accelerator. And what we do is we coach thousands of agents every single year. And they even pay us $12,000 a year just to be a part of our program. All of the agents that are on this website that you're going to see below are highly trained and very efficient in designing policies and are more than capable of designing all of the policy designs that I'm talking about in the videos below. They were handpicked and hand selected and had to go through vigorous training to even be able to offer this to you. They're super qualified. So if you look below, you're going to see an image of the agent that's going to be servicing you today. And you can have their calendar and book an appointment. If you do decide to book an appointment, they are busy. Please respect their time and please show up to your meeting on time. That's the only request that we have. So thank you so much. Enjoy all the free content. And I hope potentially you get to meet with me. If not, you're in good hands with one of our other agents. Thanks so much. Have fun exploring the website.